Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Ira Victor joins us. He's a digital forensic analyst with an incredible program coming up on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain. And for over 90 years, the Nevada Trucking Association has been the voice for the men and women in the trucking industry. From Carson City to Washington, D.C., we advocate for policies to protect our trucking companies and keep commerce flowing. Because Nevada's and America's prosperity is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program Ira Victor. He is a digital forensic analyst with discoverytechnician.com. It's a pleasure to have you back, sir.
Good to be here, Sam.
All right, so you're here in your role as a Lion. Explain.
Yes, I am on the board of the Reno Cigar Lions Club, and I'm very active in our Computers for Kids program.
All right, and explain what that is and what you've been doing for the last 20 years.
Yeah, so about 20 years ago, I was there from just about the very beginning. A bunch of us nerds decided that the children in Washoe County needed computers of their own in their own home, not shared for 15 minutes in school, not a tablet or other kinds of, or a phone that are designed to consume media, but actually a full power computer so that the children can learn how to create, not just consume. And so what we did is we found organizations in the Truckee Meadows that had surplus computers. And there are actually millions of surplus computers. We'll get into why as this unfolds today. And instead of them ending up in a junk heap, we refurbished them and put a different operating system on them. We strip off Windows and all the data, and we put on the Linux operating system on these computers.
Why?
Well, because we realized long ago that Microsoft Windows' main mission was to get people hooked on the Microsoft ecosystem.
Sure.
And instead of actually focusing in on being creators. And we had really was a vision of 20 years ago that the world was shifting away from proprietary operating systems like Windows towards open source operating systems. And indeed, fast forward today to 2026. Do you know, Sam, what the #1 operating system used in the world today?
I have not a clue.
It's Linux.
Okay.
So while Microsoft and a lot of other big tech companies put these media consumption devices that are tracking us and uploading our data to the cloud a lot of it our personal information to the cloud. The companies store that data. The big tech companies store that data in Linux. And Linux is more secure, more private, lower cost to maintain than the proprietary operating systems. So while they give us, as one commentator said, Microsoft is like an arsonist that gives you a little bucket of water. We and the advocates of Linux say it's better just to deal directly with an operating system, work with an operating system that was designed from the ground up with all those attributes I just said.
Okay.
And that's what we focused on.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you're using Linux, then are you not able to use the products like Microsoft Word and things that are pretty much standard over whatever system you're using?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. You can use word processing. You might not be using Microsoft Word, but there are actually many different Office programs, word processing, spreadsheet, presentation, that aren't Microsoft, but made by Microsoft, and they run in Linux. Actually, there are some users, Microsoft makes a web version of Microsoft Office. So I know Linux users that just go to the web version, and they use Microsoft Office web version. So the whole ethic around Linux and the open source community is about choices. That people should make the choices, who has their data, what applications they use, and you shouldn't be funneled and put into a channel because a bunch of people at a big company says this is what you have to use.
All right, so a bigger question here, or a bigger statement perhaps, is that Americans go for expediency over quality. For example, VHS and Beta, when they were the formats for videotapes, Beta became the industry standard because the quality was so much higher. VHS had the better marketing, and so VHS became the home standard. No longer exists now. People can Google it and find out what I'm talking about. But is that a question that applies to an open source technology versus a Microsoft that has all the marketing power behind it?
In some ways it does, although my memory of VHS was not only was VHS easier to obtain, but the recording devices and the tapes were much less expensive.
Yes.
It was always much more expensive if you wanted to live in the Betamax world.
Yeah, because you were getting quality.
Yeah, well,
Duh.
Here's the interesting thing about open source. You get higher quality. The Microsoft Windows now, it's been many experts say it's just been a disaster. Microsoft Windows 11 rollout Microsoft trying to force people into Windows 11. There are between 400 and 500 million Microsoft computers in the world that have not upgraded to Windows 11.
Yes.
And so at the same time, people are migrating to Linux because it doesn't have the bugs. There are Microsoft Windows 11 computers now that just crash unexpectedly. You lose your data, and Microsoft doesn't have a fix for some of those issues. Microsoft now, without you taking any intervention, Microsoft 11 in many cases is taking all your data and putting it in the cloud. And then when you try to turn off Microsoft Cloud getting your data, it actually, in some cases, deletes the data that's on your computer, but Microsoft still has it in the cloud. It's bananas. And so people are starting to realize, wait. We don't need Microsoft Windows 11. Microsoft, and I don't want to single them out, Facebook, eBay, Amazon, they keep our data that they take from us and they put it on Linux computers. So what does that tell you? What do they know that they're not telling the customers? And what we do in the Reno Cigar Lions Club is we take a desktop version of Linux. So those companies I just mentioned, they're running a server version, but the core is exactly the same. We take a desktop version of Linux called Linux Mint, and it looks so much like Windows 10, Sam, that when I showed it to someone who's been using computers for years, he said, I don't understand why Microsoft isn't going to court to stop Linux Mint because it looks so much like Windows 10. And it's that easy. We have students and parents. We've given away 15,000 computers running Linux. So we're seeing regularly students and parents in our classes. I'm one of the instructors. And we sit them down in front of these computers, both the students and the parents, and they pick it up right away.
You know, you bring up a really interesting point that goes back to my early days as a TV weatherman. And I changed TV stations from a system that was magnets on the wall and paper drawings to my first computer, which I'd never utilized before. And I was terrified that I would screw this computer up and there would be no product on the air. But at the same time, I had these 3 kids, they were high school kids, who were my weather artists, who used to draw pictures on paper and we would put them on the air. It's going to be a sunny day, whatever, jokes, things like that. They got on those computers and instantly they were doing 8-panel animations, which were brand new in those days. And they were completely fearless. I mean, that's the thing that strikes me about kids is they don't know they can break it, so they just go for it. Is that what you're seeing too?
That is exactly what we're seeing. And we're doing something else too. We're teaching the kids about privacy and security. So you've heard me talk before about the Center for Internet Security. It is the gold standard for data security and privacy in the country. And we have partnered with the nonprofit that makes that standard to take, we take Linux Mint and we add and do some things to it so that it is aligned with the Center for Internet Security controls for privacy and security. So we call them our kids, all the students and parents that come to the classes and get our computers for free, we're giving them the power and also the privacy and security. And so this opens up huge doors of opportunity for both the parents and the children in the future. Because this really is, your experience with the weather people is exactly what's happening today with AI. It's a bold new world. And the people that figure out how to do that well, while still protecting privacy and security, we believe are going to leapfrog everybody else. And so we're empowering the students and parents with this.
You know, I view AI in a way of, you know, in the old days, the very old days, you weren't allowed to take a calculator into math class, right? You got in big trouble if you did that. Today, if you didn't have some kind of calculator, whether it's on your phone or wherever, you'd be laughed out of the class. And I think that as we learn to figure out the good and bad parts of AI so that we understand what we can trust and what we can't trust, that it is just going to be an amazing thing.
It is, and so that's why we're doing something else with our club, Sam. We're also, all of us are volunteers in this group. We've done this whole organization volunteer for 20 years. We're now teaching people that want to do career changes. We say, hey, come volunteer. We give you the building blocks so that you can go out and get those jobs. We have members, someone that was, like an Uber Eats delivery person and got injured and said, I got to work in front of a computer, and came and joined our club. And within a year of the injury is now working for a company in security and AI. I have multiple examples of that. So in a twist that we didn't think about 20 years ago, our volunteers are now getting empowered to have those next generation of jobs, except they have the leg up on the other applicants because they know more about security and privacy than the other people that are applying. And they know about Linux and open source. Because the open and open AI is because they're using open source. So they now have a leg up on the other tech people that are applying for those jobs. And the kids that are going through our program, when they graduate out and they start applying for jobs, and they say, you don't happen to know Linux? Absolutely. I've been using Linux for years, they can say.
Right.
And doing all the experimentation that you're talking about. So it's a really, really groundbreaking program. This is why the Center for Internet Security selected us to launch this new version of Linux with this security. And it really is a bold new world, and it's happening. Ground zero is right here in Northern Nevada.
All right, so how are you funding this?
Well, we started out literally by passing a hat among our members to fund this.
A digital hat or an actual hat?
No, an actual hat. We would have a bill to pay. We said, we have this much money. Everybody's got to put money in the hat. But now, we have through the generosity of someone in the community who we got money. We started an endowment so that we're generating revenue from our endowment, income from our endowment. And we're always seeking donations, either of computer equipment, because that's part of our importance, is we're taking computer equipment that would otherwise end up in a junkyard and repurposing it. And of course, monetary donations. And that goes towards our endowment so that we generate income to keep the program going for years and years.
Okay, we'll put up a slate at the end of the show where people can send in money and donations or inquire about the program. Has this started to spread? Are other Lions clubs in Northern Nevada looking at this? Have you reached out to folks in rural Nevada and Southern Nevada?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that.
Why?
Because the Rachel Nevada Lions Club,
Rachel Nevada
Lions
They have
Club,
a Lions Club.
Well, they've been struggling because it's for those who don't know, it's right on the eastern end of Area 51.
Right.
And it's not very populated.
I think George Harris owns territory there.
I wouldn't be surprised. And so they actually, last night at our weekly meeting, they actually are joining our club. There's a method where we can adopt a club that is struggling to get going. And so last night they became like we're fostering them, the Rachel Nevada Lions Club, and there's a group in Las Vegas, and we're talking actually one of our former president of our club, who's still active as our secretary. He's running for a board seat for Lions Club International, so that we can start to spread this. So the more we do, my view as a board member of the Reno Cigar Lions Club is the more we do what we've been doing and keep improving on it, the more that we're an example for organizations around the world. I gave a talk last year in Las Vegas at the big cybersecurity conferences in Las Vegas,
right?
Talking about our club. And so we're doing the outreach to both the tech community, but also I want to say this. We have a lot of members in our club. We had about 15, 20 people at our meeting last night. The majority of them are not super techies. So we have a lot of people that are not super techies. There's a lot of things to do beyond just the hardcore tech things. And so we're trying to grow deep and grow broad, because those 400 to 500 million Windows 10 computers, a lot of those people are just going to throw them out. They don't want to go to Windows 11. They're going to throw them out. We take computers like that by the pallet load, and we turn them into all the positive effects that I spoke about earlier.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to continue our conversation with Ira Victa after this timeout.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
The new year is bringing new ways to win big during the $175,000 Winter Wonderland giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 in cash every week and a top prize of $20,000 in cash during the grand finale drawing. Your good times are at Tamarack Casino.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Ira Victor. He's a digital forensic analyst with DiscoveryTechnician.com, doing an incredible program with the Lions Club here in Northern Nevada, the Cigar Club. And one of the things that's fascinating about the technology today is that as we're seeing these data storage companies coming into the area, and people are talking about what are the benefits, what are the detriments. One of the benefits is, from a sales tax perspective, is they have to change these servers every 3 to 5 years, and it's millions of dollars worth of equipment. But the same is true for your home computer. I mean, it blows my mind that I've got a computer that's 3 years old, and I talk to my tech guy, and he says, well, it's getting pretty old now. And it's like, holy, I just bought the darn thing. So it seems like there's going to be more and more computers available to you. And you're right that there is this great fear of transitioning from Windows 10 to Windows 11 because of the upgrading that, well, you may call it upgrade or not. So it just seems like you're going to have a lot more to work with.
Well, we are. The Windows has the worst market share now in recent memory. Windows 11. It is not taking off. And some people will eventually say, I'm going to have to get a new computer. But the reality is that with open source, with Linux, it runs just fine on older hardware. It's faster than Windows 10, way faster than Windows 11. The reason the data centers are changing out their hardware, and you're right, is that they have competitive pressures. The hardware will still keep running, but the competition is so fierce that they have to have the latest and greatest. For a typical business user or home user, home office user, you can run a 4, 5, 6-year-old computer with Linux, and it'll be faster than it was under Windows 10.
All right, so very quickly, how does somebody learn about being able to convert their computer from Windows to Linux?
So that's the beauty of the open source community. There's no big company. There's a little company behind it. It is a voluntary network, and we're a big part of that network. Come to anyone that's listening to this or watching this, come to one of our public events. We teach students and parents in public. So anybody, just let us know that you're coming. We'll have you sit in on one of the classes, and if you say, hey, I want to learn how to do all this and that with Linux, we'll either point you in the right direction or come and be a volunteer, and we'll teach you.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll give them the information about how to get a hold of you.
All right.
And we'll be right back.
Retail's impact on Nevada's economy? Enormous. 8,600 businesses, large and small, employing 145,000 workers. And last fiscal year, retail paid tax on nearly $60 billion in sales. We're the Retail Association of Nevada. We support retail, we help it grow, and we mean business.
RANNV.org.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Points are flying out the door during the Point Party Palooza giveaways going on now at the Carson Valley Inn. Up to 1 million points given away each drawing night, and over 1 million in points guaranteed during the grand prize point explosion. Get in on the action at the Carson Valley Inn.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Ira Victor. He is a digital forensic analyst with DiscoveryTechnician.com and working on a very exciting program for kids repurposing computers for them to be able to utilize using this Linux system. Explain how people could come to your meeting or get in touch with you or even start something in another area if they were interested.
Yeah, you can come to our website, computersforkidsclub.org. It's all phonetic, all words.
Computer for Kids Club.
Right, computersforkidsclub.org. And you'll see a phone number on there. You can send us an email. You can send us a text. We have our next public, we call it a giveaway, but it's a class. And then the computers are given away. But anybody from the public can come and sit in on the class. You can even bring your own computer and go through the class with us. And that is next Saturday, February 21st, 2026. And it's in Southwest Reno. So just let us know that you're coming, and we'll have a seat for you in the class. And then if you want to get involved, once you find that you like what we're doing with our group, we're Alliance Club. We're part of the largest community service clubs in the world.
And if you happen to miss that particular class, you'll have more coming.
We have them every month.
Okay, all right.
Every month.
This is a wonderful program. Come back and tell us more about this. Thank you for doing this. It's a wonderful thing. 20 years is quite an investment.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the compliment.
You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
They call him high-flying Aaron Ford. In just 1 year, Aaron Ford spent 137 days out of Nevada, almost 5 months. While Nevadans were here, working, raising families, dealing with everyday problems, Ford was racking up frequent flyer miles, traveling to France, Singapore, Taiwan, and the Yucatan. Nevada doesn't need a globe-trotting politician. We need an attorney general who shows up. High-flying Aaron Ford. If he won't show up for this job, why promote him to governor?
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Check out our archives section on NevadaNewsmakers.com. Great interviews going back as far as 2002. Really worth watching. We'll see you in the next broadcast.